walking right into a trap. As any fan of college football knows, when you go on the road, you never know what you might run into. Glad to have you with us from Springfield, Missouri, Plaster Stadium, home to the Missouri State Bears. As we'll see, a playoff team from last year, the SMU Mustangs, taking on the winners of 6 straight, the Missouri State Bears. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. The Mustangs will kick it away to start us off. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bears offense will get the first possession of the game. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And I think this offense was looking for a reason to ignite the home crowd, coming out on first down, throwing the football, but the defense was ready. Nice job getting to the quarterback, making a big sack on the first play of the game.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Using his legs, it's Algier. He stopped short, and it's 4th down. And the Bears will punt this one away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. First one of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. So SMU's offense will go to work for the first time. And last week, you want to talk about a guy using every tool in the bag from the running back position. David, this guy did it.
He was a monster. And I think when you turned on the tape this week, you saw it, man. So many different ways he can hurt you, and he could be a focal point of this offense. The defense, they know well and good of what happened last week. And their first objective this week, Palmer, is to stop that dude.
Yeah, they know the entire offense goes through him. All week long, they've been stressing tackling, staying in your gaps, waiting at the point of attack, getting as many hats to the football as humanly possible, because you can't shut this guy down. You can only hope to contain him, but what a challenge this defense faces today.
Knocked down after a 3-yard gain to the 25.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive. Stick your foot in the...
Nowhere to go. The ball's loose. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover. And maybe this guy was hoping somebody would bail him out, like a tuck rule or something.
Not going to be so lucky this time around. Give the defense credit. This pass rush is serious. It's real. And this quarterback is now going to have to play with a clock in his head that's going off just a little bit quicker. He's got to do a better job.
Now we'll hang on here. The coach has called a timeout. He wants the officials to take another look. Thinks he's got a good shot at getting this one overturned. He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. So here comes the Missouri State offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Takes a hit as he fires. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Give to the running back. Hard running there. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Bears come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Zings it complete to the right. Can't get him to the ground. They convert on 3rd down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. And the Bears want to move quickly.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
That pass is incomplete. Let's take a moment and think Missouri State. They had a win on the recruiting trail last week. 3-star linebacker giving a verbal commitment, and getting good talent like that is what a program at this level really needs to succeed.
Yeah, this is the next step for this program, right? Continue to get talent, and high school talent that can come in that you know they can compete with your roster right now. Those are the guys that really help you take that next step.
It'll be 3rd and long. Brown will throw it. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete. The Bears will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Hauls it in and looking upfield. They make the stop on the return, but there is laundry on the field. Let's get the call. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The offense starts in the shadow of its own end zone. Give to the back. Got enough for the 1st down. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Well, that's why this running game can be so dynamic. This guy is special when he has the football in his hands. He can make people miss, he can run with power, and he also has speed. You saw it on that last play.
And the Mustangs, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Still running at the 40. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him.
Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41. If it works. They tried to follow up the big run with a pass, and it didn't work out for them.
Now, how about a good job by the defense? You know, sometimes when you give up runs, you get more aggressive. You want to bring more guys to the line of scrimmage, and you want to overreact. The defense stayed calm, stayed true, came up with a big sack the next play.
A chance to sort of put the defense on its heels if you convert a 3rd and long. This one from the 44. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. The sure hands, it's Galladay. At the 35, he's loose. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21. The Mustangs getting set on 1st and 10.
Well, not every explosive play in the passing game needs to be a 70-yard bomb down the field. If you find your running back in the progression, you just get it to him quickly. He's one of the most dangerous guys on the field with the ball in his hands, and he showed you that. Great vision, great speed, phenomenal job after the catch, and it's a big play for the offense in the passing game.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They get him stopped, but those feet kept moving until he was down to the 5. He now has 80 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Try to barge their way in. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on 2nd down, this little 3rd to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
Man, it has been a long drive offensively. I just feel like you got to pay this off and be aggressive. You're down close. Punch it in for a touchdown here, Pollock.
Yeah, and inside the 3-yard line, I think I might try to finish this off with a touchdown. I ate up a ton of clock, wore these guys out. Now they'd have to go the length of the field if I missed.
And the Bears backed up deep in their own end, trying to create a little space on 1st down. Breaks into the open. Gets it past the marker. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play.
And how about the running back, man? Rips off a big play. This offense creates some momentum, and what do? They keep their foot on the gas right back on the football to try to keep this offense rolling.
Brown wants to pass. Got his man out of the backfield. Breaks the tackle.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. Throws for the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. They'll play it safe and try for 3. This one will be a 43-yard field goal attempt from the left hash. Absolutely perfect. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, throw the records out the window when Oregon and Washington fight to the finish. Oregon was anything but dominant today, but the Ducks are going to leave Autzen Stadium winners. A lot to work on, no question, but they avoid one in the L column. Really unexpected outcome in this ranked-on-ranked matchup. The type of loss, guys, that'll get the attention of even a good football team.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. Setting up the screen. Oh, he's got some space. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. It's first down from the 37-yard line. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires to the wideout. And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the D.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
We've come to the end of the period. It's Missouri State holding the lead. And we've come to the end of one. And let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on third down. Wide receiver going in motion. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. And they're going to head out to line up for a field goal. And he's going to have to get into this football. This is a 53-yard attempt. Right down the boulevard. It's good. And after the three-spot guys, we're all tied up. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
No love lost between teams anytime they square off inside the Big Ten. Here's one that's just gone final. Wisconsin was able to squeak one out in front of those home fans at Camp Randall. In fact, I think in the end the difference may have been that Badgers crowd who heads for the gates with the win. We'll see a lot of games this week, but few will have as much of an impact on the Big Ten standings as this one does, gentlemen.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming. The Bears will line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Wants to return it. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. The passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field. Find those guys down the field.
You know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around and see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
Second down, they'll go to the air. He'll throw it. It's incomplete and maybe a little too aggressive from this senior trying to fit that one in there. They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. He wants to throw it. They're setting up the screen. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Way too close to punt, way too far for the field goal. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll sneak it and try to surge forward. And he'll push his way behind that big offensive line and move the chains.
Man, when I was at Florida, Steve Spurrier would wait for this opportunity in a game 4th and inches, and he'd signal in Red Snoopy. Quarterback sneak. It works every time.
That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
The inside handoff. He has the first and still on his feet. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And the Mustangs are rolling down the field. To the air, it's Allen. Throws to the tight end. Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated he missed that connection. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Back to pass. Under fire. He'll try to do it himself. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They run into a bit of trouble here. 3rd and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
Never a doubt. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So here comes the Bear offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. They'll start this drive going to the air. Flips it out in the flat. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
And the Bears will hustle to the line. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. The punt team makes its way onto the field. They'll look to pin him deep. Takes it on the return. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. They kicked a field goal on the last drive, Jesse. They've got the lead. Don't make a dumb mistake, but maintain your aggressive play call.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's the play caller right now just taking a look at that script he's got in front of him and finding out where are my playmakers, who can we take advantage of on this defense to get a touchdown here, David.
Yeah, and just keep moving the ball down the field. Just execute a little bit better in the red zone. There's no need to panic. We're moving the football, and we got the lead.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Looking to pass. It's Allen. Oh, they're after him. He's got him. That'll be enough for the first down, and they'll mark it at the 48. The Mustangs come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
And I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
The quarterback's a little more on target there. Maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
On 3rd and short, just trying to get enough for the first down. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
This is one of the top 10 offenses in the nation in getting first downs. To do that, you got to have balance. You can't always throw for it on 3rd down. You've got to be able to run it as well, and they've got a dude in the backfield who just knows how to move the chains.
Back open in the middle. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Well, one of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
They'll give it to the back. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. And the Mustangs kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Wants to go up top. Pocket breaking down. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick its way to the end zone. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
This has been really good for the defense, too. It's kind of a bend-don't-break mentality, right? Really bowing up with your backs against the wall. If you can win this next 3rd down, try to force the opponent into a field goal. That's a win if you're on defense.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Looking for the goal line. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. So here comes the field goal unit. They've been doing work today. They've already made a couple. And he curls that thing just inside the left upright. The lead now 6 here in the 2nd.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
So here comes the Missouri State offense. Didn't get anything done, 3 and out on their last series. They'll try to find a rhythm here. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I mean, I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
Here comes the heat. Oh, and he took a shot as he threw that one away. The Bears will try to pin them back with the punt. Hauls it in, looking for space. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right.
There he goes. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
Using the quick game. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Just an ill-advised play by the defender to make contact with the quarterback after the throw, and it cost his team. You want to be physical with the quarterback, but you can't give up those roughing the passer penalties. It's 1st and 10. Rushes on him. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run. The Mustangs will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, SMU!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Brown will throw it. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Whistle blows. We are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. These guys are bringing serious heat. They are like sharks swarming and just getting after the passer. Fires to the middle. Wide open downfield. And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44. It's a first down. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains. Offense up tempo. Looking to throw on first down. It's incomplete, and he's lucky to get that one back. Almost intercepted. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? That's caught. It's Cook. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. He's got it. Now well within striking distance as that 3rd down play gets him a first at the 29. And the Bears come to the line with a new set of downs. Trying to make magic with his feet. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They've already racked up big sack numbers. It's starting to snowball, and they are ready to go again. Going to sling it on 2nd down. They'll run the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. After the earlier field goal, they'll try again, this time a 43-yard attempt. Nestled just inside that right upright. That gets them back to within 10. So they put the field goal on the board and about to kick it away and hoping that'll be the final points of this first half. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown or get a field goal.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half. I've got the momentum, so
turning it on. He'll step out of bounds right at the 44. A big-time pickup on that one. Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. Right on the money. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. Looking downfield very late in the half. He's going to run it. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet. Wants to throw on first down. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. They're lined up and ready to kick off this second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
You just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
He's piled up 97 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
He goes out of bounds right at midfield. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Mustangs have their offense in high gear. Back to pass, it's Allen. Floating away. It's complete to the right. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead. They know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some.
Breaks into the open. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Going to work in the red zone, they can pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line. The Mustangs are threatening on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Mustangs! They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, Ole Miss and LSU have battled to the final whistle. Here's a quick breakdown. LSU had a dominant win, the kind the folks in Baton Rouge were used to in 2019 when Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson led the Tigers to a national title. Talk about a special team.
Looking downfield on first down.
Going to be very interesting to see what the fallout from this one is, because as we know, you can't lose games in the SEC like this without some blowback.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. And this offense just has to find a way to convert this third down, or else they are really in trouble. Under fire. They make the stop at the 26, and let's see if they bring out the punt team. The Bears send out the punt unit. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Another punt on the way. Got to make sure those hammies and glutes all activated. Don't want any muscle pulls from overuse. He'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. The give to the back. Oh, he's got some space.
Another good run. Man, he has been picking up yards in bunches today. Jesse showing off all the skills.
And he's showing no signs of slowing down, David. This guy just gets better as the game goes on. He is a beast.
Back to throw, it's Allen. Looking to the big tight end. Intercepted, big play, stops the drive. They get him on the ground after the turnover, but there is a flag on the field, and we'll see if that will be a reprieve for this offense. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. Makes the quick grab. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. And the Bears moving quickly to the line. They'll run it from the gun. And this defense has its work cut out to get this dude on the ground. He was shedding serious tackles on his way to picking up the first. They're going to ride this running back. Fights off a defender.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you got to be prepared.
He'll pitch it. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. The Bears come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. They bring the punter onto the field now. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And they'll let that one go, and it'll roll out of bounds. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. The last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. Just a short pass to the tight end. He's knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the 25. And the Mustangs can really attack on this 2nd and short. They go to the draw. The draw draws nothing except a swarm of tacklers. He's stopped immediately.
A lot of times those draw plays are successful when those defensive linemen run up the field, rush the quarterback, create some holes. Not this time. The defensive line did a really good job understanding that, seeing the draw play, getting the running back, getting his butt on the ground.
Great job, too, by the QB there, holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the first down.
Here's the pressure. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
Oh, it's a missed opportunity. You know the quarterback was excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front they could not protect him well enough.
Fighting off the defender. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39.
Man, it's easy to call plays when you're getting 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground. Like, why would I get complicated? Why would I get complex? Like, up front right now, this group just win. Fall forward, get that good game, stay ahead of the sticks, don't have to get in bad situations. This defense better respond, or else I'll do that all the way down the field.
Really nice job there by the quarterback, understanding that it's zone coverage on 3rd down. You're going to have to find someone working into a soft spot, get the ball out of your hands quickly, make an accurate throw, and pick up the first.
Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
They'll run it from the gun. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football. You got to just keep getting positive yards. You got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42.
I'll tell you, QBs and receivers, they practice these out routes all week long, and you've got to anticipate. You've got to be comfortable throwing it before he gets out of his break, and they executed it perfectly right there to pick up that first.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Long drive continues as the offense keeps working the ball down the field. Looking downfield, it's Allen. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
This quarterback is thinking to himself, I need to get an NIL deal at some restaurant so I can take my offensive line out and feed them more, because I don't think they like me very much right now. I've been sacked 6.
Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, SMU! And the pummeling has started.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone, because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
We've been talking about this Big 12 showdown all week, guys. Let's show you how things played out. West Virginia managed to eke out the victory in a tighter than expected one. And they'll savor this one in Morgantown for some time, no matter the final score. Fun one in the Big 12, man. They generally are, as the teams there continue to jockey for bowl position.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. So now it's second and long. They'll try the run. Stop behind the line, he'll lose a yard.
And after your defense just went out there and gave up a touchdown and let them build the lead more, you really need to come out with this drive and answer. And the running game is not it. They were ready for that. Gonna have to create some explosive plays through the passing game.
Just about ready to go in the fourth, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. Brown wants to pass. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Bears line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
And it was a nice job in play calling, too, David. Just give it.
There he goes. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. A first down for the offense. Right back to the well. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs. They tack on another score, and how about the way this team has responded to a loss and now about to move to 9-1.
And honestly, it's been about complementary football in this game, right? We've seen this offense go up and down the field. They've been lighting up the scoreboard, but the defense has done a great job, too, getting off the field and putting their offense in really good position in this game. The head coach has got to love what he's seen on both sides of the ball today.
Okay, guys, the Bears offense comes onto the field. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense...
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. Now 3rd and long and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. Back to pass, it's Potts. Working that wide receiver screen. He ended up going backwards on the play, and they will not convert that 3rd down.
3rd down is money down. You got to find a way to execute and get the ball out, get it to your playmakers. That was the opposite of that. They got it to their playmakers, and they got absolutely nowhere. Lost yards on the play. 4th down now upcoming.
And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Quick completion on the out route. Quick step and go. They make the stop, but the sweet throwing catch is plenty to give them a 1st down.
And that's just a great individual effort by the wide receiver. He catches this ball way short of the sticks, but because he's able to make the defender miss, now he's able to get the extra yards and turn that into an explosive play.
They'll run it from the gun. They'll give him 1 to the 20. Yard line.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Bringing the heat. QB got it himself. Picks up the 1st down and gets down to avoid contact.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off, and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
On the run, it's Galladay. And the defense makes the tackle, but not before he gets down to the 2. On the set. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. The give to the tailback. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, SMU. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the O.
So here comes the Missouri State offense. They've punted the last 3 times they've had it, and now really needing to put a score on the board on this possession. Pulls it in, it's Cook. They make the stop, not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the 1st down. Power football with the run. Got the 1st down and more. He's loose down the left side. The 20. Touchdown, Missouri State. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Well, it's good to finally see this offense have a little bit of success because that has not been the case in this game. Nothing has gone their way. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. You know, guys, coaches are always trying to find things to build on, and this is at least something late in this game, scoring that touchdown that hopefully helps build their confidence the next time they take the field.
On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. They had this thing in a hammerlock at halftime, and now they are really ratcheting up the pressure, David.
And I tell you what, this offense doesn't have to change a thing, Palmer. They've done what they wanted in the first half and starting off the second half in the same fashion.
And I like how they're letting different guys get involved, too. They've got so many different playmakers all over the field.
They had the perfect play to open the drive, and now they'll snap it again from the 38. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. It's a fumble. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
The more hats you have near the football, the more likely you are to cause a fumble. So many guys with their hands wrapping around guys, the ball's bound to pop out occasionally, and you got to be in the right place at the right time.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Bears trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Looking to throw, it's Webb. And he can't make the connection on his first attempt. They'll try to move the chains on this 3rd and long from the 50.
I would not want to be the offensive coordinator right now. This offense has a hard time completing the forward pass and making plays. And now you're down, and they know to rush the passer. They know the pass is coming. I'm not sure what the answer is because this offense is just struggling in the passing game.
Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. Takes a shot as he throws, and it never had a chance. Incomplete. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all offseason, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
From inside the 40 at the 37, it's 1st down. Little too soft in that run defense. He picks up 4 to the 32.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Not much there on the run. He gets 1 to the 31.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances, and that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock, and they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
Leaves it with the running back. Fights his way for a couple, but stops short of the marker. It's 4th and 1. So here comes the field goal unit once again. They've already kicked 3 tonight. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. Well, that's just piling on. Not the penalty kind, just the mean kind.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, 4th quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
Pulls and fires complete. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Looking for a man. It's Webb. Just not quite able to make the connection. It's incomplete. Ball's at the 27. His offense facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And the Bears will bring the punt team onto the field. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. They kick it away on 4th down. And they're going to score again, yet another touchdown as they just add to their total. That return man saw daylight the instant the ball touched his hands, and he darted to it and took it to the house.
And Reese, I think it's one of the hardest things to do in football, to catch the ball as all these guys are flying around you, and you got to take it, make a miss, try to find spaces and creases that aren't there. Great job making a huge play. Special teams and punt returns coming up big.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Fires to the tight end. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. They'll leave it with him. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and this offense, man, they just continue to struggle. And they need to find something that they do really, really well. And running the football late in the fourth quarter when you're getting beat.
He'll off one deep down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's fourth down. The Bears decide to punt it away. Cradles it at the 35. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. Final minute, this game's on ice. They can take a knee and run out the clock.
This offense has to feel great with how they're able to go out, execute, and perform big plays all game long. I think it's sending a statement, too, to future defenses down the road on the schedule. They're going to be tough to contend with.
Yeah, I mean, they got firepower, putting up so many points. This thing is easily over. Now they can just chillax, go back to the locker room, know they're going to get the victory.
Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them. An absolutely dominating performance.
You got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All three phases we saw just